come here often?
In Chapter 3 of Life is Strange Double Exposure, you can have the opportunity to kiss Vin or pass or not even talk to him at all. And Vin is a very polarizing character. People either love him or cannot stand him. So in addition to all of the consequences related to kissing him, I also want to talk a little bit about my feelings about Vin and his place in Max's world. So we'll get to that a little bit later too. But first, I want to look at all of the consequences related to not kissing Vin. So that could either be passing on him or just not talking to him at all in the Snapping Turtle. But so we can look at the immediate dialogue. Let's start out assuming you did talk to him. So to set the stage, you're, trying to drink away your worries, essentially. And Vin decides to play a little fun game called Smash or Pass. Very on brand for Vin, right? You're getting a little bit more tipsy and, having a good time. And so he takes the opportunity to ask about himself.
What about me, Miss Caulfield? Where do I fall on the binary?
So now, do you kiss Vin or pass? If you choose pass, it'll go like this.
Don't take this the wrong way, but...
No worries. No hard feelings. That's the smash or pass rule.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, it's been fun. I needed this, so...
Oh, he's trying so hard to pretend like he didn't care.
Night, Max.
Good night, Vin.
And to me, it's really hard to tell here if he is sincerely interested in Max, because depending on what you did earlier in the game, you could definitely build up to that. Or if he's just looking for some distraction and she isn't it, and so he has to go back to the drink. So after that shutdown, you can look at him.
Hang in there, Vin. And Vin's liver.
And to me, kind of rudely, Max can take a snapshot.
Adding this to my Sad Guy Drinks Alone series.
And if you do, the post will read, "Here's to finding out people are more than their first impressions." Well, I'm not a fan of her taking the photo. I do really like this caption from her. And it shows, their conversation is deeper and he has more feelings than he has really been comfortable sharing before. Reggie will, of course, comment, "I know, right? He's full of surprises and sometimes I wish he wasn't." Moses, "I hope he sees this, Max. And I don't mean that sarcastically." Vin says, "I'm glad you saw it, big guy." Okay, and obviously this makes more sense if you remember what he said during the Smash or Pass game about Moses.
The big guy with the telescopes.
Now, something else to note, Reggie is sitting here in the booth. He was there before, and he is still here. Just keep that in mind. Before you talk to Vin, or if you chose not to talk to him at all, if you speak to Amanda, it will go like this.
Hey.
Hey, yourself. How are we feeling?
Oh, I'm upright.
Take it easy, okay?
But if you already talked to Vin and then passed on him, and you didn't already speak to Amanda in the dead world, I know it's very confusing. Then you speak to Amanda after that, it will go like this now instead.
Hey.
It's good to see you kick back a little. You deserve it.
Thanks, Amanda.
Okay, so now we go to the next scene when you're in your house, but you realize someone broke in and are probably currently still there. You still had time to write a journal entry about this kiss situation. Because you did not kiss Vin, you can technically have 6 variations of your journal entry. Most of these are related to your Chloe choice. There's also a variation if you only kissed Amanda, which doesn't mention Vin at all. So I'm just going to talk about the one specifically related to not kissing Vin. It technically is an entry if you kiss nobody. It's very clear in the harsh light of hindsight how much Vin and Amanda wanted to make out with me. And honestly, I never saw myself as the object of affection for 2 people at the same time in 2 different universes. But that's just it, isn't it? I have a hard enough time keeping 2 worlds straight in my head. Do I really want to add romantic attachments to it? I'm not really built for that kind of chaos. Now, I just want to point out Max's notes app. Notice Vin's bio here. Okay, it just says that he's Yasmin's administrative assistant and the president of Abraxas. Just note that for later. But it's very clear that Vin figured out something to do or someone to do because Reggie will post this on Crosstalk. Eggplant, heart eyes. Diamond says, "Gross, Reg." Reggie, "Don't be homophobic, winky face." Okay. And the Vin page of your Chapter 3 results screen can either say that you passed on him and that Vin is a little let down, or that you didn't talk to him at all and that Vin wanted to get that drink with you. And this is interesting because Vin doesn't always invite you to the snapping turtle later. It only happens if you talk to him in the dead world in scene 3 of this chapter at a certain point.
Hey, Vin.
He mentions he's going to be there,
Join me?
but this will say he wanted to get a drink with you regardless. Now on page 7 also lists the Smasher Pass details. And because you didn't kiss Vin, it's possible for you to get the Max passed on all of her colleagues in Smasher Pass. It's also possible to get Max did not play Smasher Pass if you didn't even talk to Vin at all. Okay, in Chapter 4, Scene 1, Vin will post this, implying he's still at Reggie's place. The hot water in this building went out halfway through my shower. If I get frostbite, I'm suing. I'm sorry. We gotta get you out of this place. This is what I'm saying. Hi says, are you coming home for Christmas? But Tyler says, I'll see you next, dude. Don't freeze your dick off in the meantime. Okay, Tyler. Now, there's not much to show you here, but when you're talking to Safi and Vin comes up, there's a section that's missing. I'll show you what I mean in the kiss section. That's all I can say. And then in the next scene, Reggie's post confirms the cold water Vin mentioned is at his place. Hot water is out again, but your boy got it in last night, so who can say what's good or bad? TMI, Reggie, like for real, this is public facing. My goodness. Diamond disappointed. Did you fall off the wagon? Sparkle star, yes. May says, is this the same guy you brought home last winter? May, I love you, but we're not talking about this. Reggie's family situation with his sexuality is not a good situation. May seems open, though. Marlon, exactly. TMI. And Reggie just responds with beach emoji. Just straight ass. Okay, so now in Chapter 5, in the Storm Nightmare, when you're in the bowling alley scene, after you talk to Lucas, take the snapshot of him, etc., as you're leaving, you'll automatically go into a conversation with Reggie. At first, he's talking to you about his feelings about the situation. Because you passed on Vin, Reggie's gonna remember this.
Ugh.
Time vortex. Fuck, you're right. I remember Safi being shot, and I remember seeing her around campus.
And that's it. And then right after that, Max will look over at Vin and automatically start the Vin conversation. And Vin is just so distraught about what's going on with Safi, and Max suggests,
Maybe you should focus on what's in front of you.
and because you passed on him, he's gonna say this.
Yeah. I should go make sure Reggie's okay.
He looks like he could use a hug.
Or something.
Or something. Now, near the end of Chapter 5 at the Overlook, when Safi starts changing into different people, you're not going to see Vin represented here. That's it. Just keep that in mind. Now, in the final scene of the game, when you're in the North Quad, a lot happens here that's different between these. Starting with a crosstalk post from Vin, if you passed on him, his post will say, which one of me is which? Reggie gives a very helpful emoji reaction. Hi says, dramatic, bro. Want to talk about it? Not particularly. Yeah, he's just all messed up. And if you look at the statue, if you kiss nobody, meaning not Vin or Amanda, so nobody has been kissed, when you look at the statue, Max will think this.
Crazy weather we've been having lately. Huh.
Now, as you walk around the North Quad, you'll notice here that Loretta is standing in this picnic area alone. Just notice that. Now, because of this, there's a number of things you can't do or have access to, including overhearing a conversation Loretta has where she talks about something that you may have chosen earlier in the game. So that will become more clear when we look at Kisven. But skipping forward to the next part of this last scene, when you're in the snapping turtle, right when you enter, there's going to be a number of cutaways that are shown. And while Gwen may or may not be in the background of these shots very slightly, what will be different is Reggie will be sitting next to Vin. And when you do start talking to everybody, if you talk to Amanda and you also kissed her, if you did not kiss Vin, when Max asks her where do they stand, Amanda will say this.
I don't know if I can answer that right now.
And then head on over to Vin and Reggie. You can look at them.
At least those two have each other. Storm bonded.
And you can talk to them together as a couple. And it will always go like this.
Hey, Max. Our Lady of the Storm.
Wow, let's not do that. How are you guys holding up?
Oh, my whole world has been rocked. You rocked my world.
I remember a bunch of things happening that I plan to repress until I have a spectacular nervous breakdown at age 40.
And Max can respond in 2 ways. Try therapy.
Honestly, you might want to try therapy.
Therapy. My dad will love that.
Or lean on each other.
At least you're in this together.
Yeah. I don't know what I would have done if I was there by myself.
And then the conversation will continue like this regardless.
For now, I just want to get through this election.
Oh, right. The Abraxas election. So you're not stepping down?
I'd ask how you know that. But at this point, Caulfield, if you grew another head, I wouldn't even blink.
I'll get right on that.
And then you can keep listening into their conversation and you get a little bit more context.
You're the one who's been texting me for days.
Well, you're the only person who was there. Who else am I going to text?
Max was there.
Max has stuff. I didn't want to bother her.
You don't have any trouble bothering me.
Are you complaining?
No?
And I love that you can hear this conversation because not only does it talk about their relationship dynamic, but it also brings attention to things about Vin's ending that you would not have context for otherwise.
So, have you heard from her at all?
Who, Max?
Sophie.
I barely heard from her before she brain fucked us all in Skip Town.
Were you and her ever serious?
You know me. I don't get serious.
Yeah, I know. Diamond's gonna be pissed you aren't stepping down.
Diamond's always pissed.
Do you really think you can beat her? People like her a lot. She's popular.
Of course I can beat her. Why? You cheating on me, Reg? You planning a palace coup?
What if I was?
Then I'd have to kill you.
Well, would you do it yourself or hire an assassin?
Depends how I was feeling.
At some point, you can ask to take a snapshot of the two of them.
Do you guys mind if I take a picture?
Hell yes. Put us in the next Caulfield collection.
Max will always think this at the start.
They're kind of a cute couple, honestly.
But you can also toggle to get closer. Now, I think there might be a bug here because usually Max will say something to prompt them moving, and I don't hear any audio here. But they still get closer, and it's really cute. And because you toggled to get closer, you can also toggle back to candid, and Max does talk here.
Talk amongst yourselves. Be normal.
Normal. Impossible.
Shit, what do I do with my hands?
No matter which one you choose, the post will always go like this. Starting to believe no law of physics known or unknown could keep these two apart. Vin says, don't tell me you've gone all mushy on me, Caulfield. Reggie, no, it's cool. Let her. I want her to see us happy. Vin, are we happy? Reggie, I am, and I know you'll come around in a little bit. I like to believe that Vin is evolving here, and he's just been so clouded by the horrible decision he made to cover up Maya's death, wrongful death.
I was young. I was an asshole, and I didn't want to end up working at my parents' liquor store until I shriveled up and died.
And he's just been getting distraction over the years to try to cope.
Damn, Vin's the most popular class on campus.
But like truly, like as you get to know him, it really shows that he wants a deep connection. Like he is very sad about Safi. Like he it seems like really wanted to be with her.
I was in love with her.
And then he gets a glimpse of another person kind of keeps him in line in Max. And obviously in this case, Max is not interested and either is Safi.
She doesn't think about me at all.
But Reggie is. And is it a good relationship between the two of them? I don't know. But I feel like in this variation, there's a chance. All right, heading into the last moments of the game when Max is starting to give her speech, there's going to be some more cutaways of people listening. And of course, in every case, if you chose to pass on Vin or did not have the opportunity to kiss him, Reggie will be in those shots. Now, Gwen may or may not be there too. And when Max talks about her decisions,
I'm not proud of every decision I made.
Vin will look at Reggie.
What's coming next is going to be difficult.
And of course, Reggie will be standing next to Vin in the rest of these shots.
But we're going to get through it together. I promise.
And your final end screens on page 3, there's 2 that are affected. First, in Reggie's feelings, there's only one possibility that you will get. Reggie and Vin have reconciled? Totally up for debate. But then in the Abraxas election, it will definitely say that Vin plans to run again. I really wanted to believe there was some other decisions that factored into this, not just kissing Max, but I haven't found any evidence that it's anything else. So please tell me if you find something else for me to test. Okay, let's switch to kissing Vin. This is where I want to talk a little bit about my feelings about Vin. Your first interaction with Vin is he's kind of rude to you.
Let me guess. She texted you to come see her.
And then he just like quickly goes into flirty. And this is before there's really anything establishing him as this kind of person. So it feels kind of creepy.
I've never met a pissed off board member I can't defang with a little eyebrow action.
But I don't think that's the intention at all. So I feel like if there was a little bit more establishing him and who he was before you had that first interaction, I feel like my first play would have had a completely other tone set. Because if you actually flirt with him from then on all the way through, it really makes sense. But if you think about where Max has been, full trauma, completely devastated. She's in a very similar place as Vin is in a different way, but they're both holding the weight and the guilt of these decisions they made.
Does the past version of you ever feel like an alien?
So Vin's choice is to sort of like go out there and be distracted from his feelings and not feel anything for any person, right? That is a totally valid place for Max to be too. I've personally been there. I don't know how many of you have, where you just sort of like want to forget things and you don't want anything serious and not get attached because feelings are scary at that point in your life. So I think this is a very valid, love interest for Max to have if that's the place you're at. So let's go ahead and choose kiss. Sand smash, I guess.
Whatever, I'm drunk.
And I love that response. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It proves why she would do it. She's just looking for some distractions. And Vin is just like amazed by Max.
Wow. Damn. Good answer.
Max must be like the most amazing kisser because she's blowing everyone away that she messes around with.
Thanks, Vin.
Oh.
I really... just thanks.
And Vin is hoping for more.
Do you have to go?
Max can respond in 2 ways. I'm saving the world.
Would you be willing to believe I need to go save the world?
Not as a general rule. But who knows with you, Max Caulfield?
Or got an early morning.
I've got an early morning. Or I should.
Well, drink a glass of water when you get home, huh?
She's just like, I am not here for a long time, buddy. I thought you were with me on that. And then it will always continue like this with Max leaving and turning back.
Take it easy, Max.
They just had this moment, but it feels so heavy, Now, if you look at Vin here.
Vin is a pretty good kisser.
And of course, you can take a snapshot. This one doesn't feel as mean as if you turned him down.
Just one for the road. Sorry to kiss and run, Vin.
But the caption will say melancholy Vin. Like, that feels so rude to me. Like, you just made out with him and then you're like, melancholy Vin. And Reggie, this is the worst. Knowing what happened just before this photo makes me melancholy too. Crying face. Rowan, okay, but when are you not melancholy, dude? Shut up, Rowan. Maybe you haven't been in a complicated relationship before, Rowan. Go put on your Krampus costume, okay, Rowan? And notice that Reggie has left completely from the snapping turtle now. So if you didn't talk to him already, you don't have the opportunity to do that now. As Max walks by the booth that he was sitting at, she'll think this.
Oh, damn. Reggie's gone. I hope he's doing okay.
I'm sorry, he's not. If you did talk to Reggie, she'll think a little something different.
Looks like Reggie took off. He sounded like he had a lot on his mind.
Yeah, but you helped him.
Thanks, Max.
And then you basically did the thing that would upset him most. Now, whether you think it was good for Reggie or not is up for debate, but it was a little rude and inconsiderate, Max. Let's just, come on. Continuing with the rude and inconsiderate behaviors. If you speak to Amanda after you kissed Vin, if you chose friend thing with Amanda earlier in the game, Amanda will say this.
Hey.
Vin and Max sitting in a tree.
Oh, stop.
Sorry. Just joshing.
But if you chose date thing and then she had to watch you kiss Vin right in front of her, she's gonna say this.
Hey.
Wow. So, Vin, huh?
Oh, shit. I'm still messing up.
You are so mean, Max. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you for making these choices? Really, it's you. It's also me because I did all the testing. It breaks my heart when this happens. I love Amanda. Now, in the next scene, at some point, your notes app will be updated. Now, in Vin's bio section, it will also say, good kisser. And the journal that will pop will technically have 6 variations that you can see, but again, only focusing on what's specific to kissing Vin. I'm going to show you 2. If you kiss both Vin and Amanda, it will read, if I made out with Vin in one timeline and made out with Amanda in the other, that's not cheating, is it? And is that a question for a physicist or an advice columnist? Regardless, one thing I do know is it was hot. How long has it been since I kissed 2 people in the same day? 10 years ago, Max, with Chloe and Warren, if you made certain choices, which I definitely did. And what's the point worrying about it? They like it, I liked it, everyone wins. And did I mention it's hot? Yes, Max, this indeed is the most responsible use of your powers. 10 out of 10, no notes. Now, if you only kiss Vin, that beginning of this entry will read like this. So, Vin, wow. I can't say I expected that at all, but drunk or not, I think I deserve a pleasant surprise like that, don't I? I think Safi would understand, wouldn't she? I guess it's not like she could protest in the timeline where it happened, and it's not like I planned this, it just happened. Okay, maybe I've thought about it. Jesus, Max, let yourself enjoy a kiss for once. And then assuming immediately after Reggie left the snapping turtle, he was writing this crosstalk post. Jesus Christ, right in front of my salad, fucking slut. You know he's talking about Vin there. Let me just clarify. I think now would be a good time to log off, Reg. Reggie, where the fuck were you? Diamond, I didn't feel like drinking, and you better handle your tone if you ever want me to drink with you again. I'm sorry. Typo, drunk. Ugh, Diamond, I'm calling you. And your chapter 3 end result screen will say that you kissed Vin, and Vin is smitten. Now on page 7, it is now possible for you to get Max would smash all of her colleagues, but it's not possible to get the last 2. And in chapter 4, scene 1, Vin will also have a post here. Unexpected night. I don't even have a filthy joke. I just had a good time. Tyler, you deserve something good, man. Juliet, if you want to feel even better, you should try out for my play. Rowan, try out. And while everyone else is being supportive of Vin and encouraging him, Diamond knows what's going on behind the scenes, right? So she says, dick move, dude. Yeah, all those things are true. Vin should do the play. He should get back into acting. He should find something he's passionate about and not keep chasing things he doesn't need to get attached to. And also dick move. When you're asking Safi about shape-shifting, after that initial conversation, if you also kissed Vin, Max might say this.
You know, I hung out with Vin last night. We,
And you could say that you smashed her past and that's it, even though you know you kissed him. And what Safi says here is like, okay.
we got drunk and played Smasher Pass.
Oh, please tell me you smashed me, Max.
It was in the timeline where you're gone. And smashing the dead is considered gauche.
But you can also tell her the full truth that you kissed him.
We kind of made out.
Oh, Max Caulfield, you dog.
Well, the Vin from the other timeline. The one without you.
Still counts.
Oh, she says that so gently, but it just cuts hard, doesn't it? It's like, still counts. Oh. And Reggie's second crosstalk post here is very different than the last time. Still talking about the hot water, though. Hungover and the hot water is out again. Fuck my life. Asher taking the L's today. Reggie crying, sobbing face. Diamond, drink some water. Ugh. She's like, what am I going to do with you? Like, just learn, you know? In the Storm Nightmare sequence in the bowling alley, when he starts to remember the two types of memories, he now says this.
I remember Safi being shot, and I remember seeing her around campus. And last night I hung with Diamond at the Turtle, I think. And I also sat there alone and watched you make out with Vin.
Reggie,
And then as you talk to Vin and tell him to focus on something else,
maybe you should focus on what's in front of you.
instead of talking about Reggie, he now smiles and says this.
Yeah. Maybe.
He is enamored with you, Max. What is up with your kissing powers? You are like lethal with those lips. Now, near the end of chapter 5, when you're at the Overlook and Safi's changing into different people and showing Yasmin what she can do, this time, because you kissed Vin, she's also gonna do something about him.
I can be your new boyfriend.
He's not my boyfriend, Safi. I totally blew him off. Stop. And then by the time you get to the North Quad, you'll get a new crosstalk message from Reggie. Sorry for the radio silence. Whole world broke for a second. It's still kind of fucked, but at least my brain's working again. Rowan, you good, dude? I'll be fine. May says, I wish you'd come home for Christmas. We'd all love to see you. Reggie, maybe next year. Oh. But then Vin will go absolutely obsessed mode and text you, whoa, yo, so wild night, right? Definitely not the way I was picturing our next hangout. I was thinking more wine and less cow skulls. Reggie, optional? I keep telling him he should give women a try. Jesus Christ, I'm deleting this. Whoops. Turns out you can't delete this. How's that fair? Think of the children. Think of all the stoned idiots having near-death experiences and then texting the girl who saved their life. I'm sorry, Max. Please feel free to ignore all of this. Max, I'm scared. I haven't been sleeping. I keep thinking I'll wake up and I'll be gone and it'll just be her. Would I even be able to tell? Hey, sorry it took me so long to respond. My phone got crunched in the storm. I'll be at the Turtle this afternoon if you want to talk. He must be so embarrassed, but also like he was honest there. I really like that he was honest with how he was feeling, you know, at the end. And Vin will also have a crosstalk post here. Almost fell from the tower, but was saved by the Queen of Swords. Now I just hope she wants me around. Now this is in reference to his tarot cards. I love this callback to that. A little easily missed detail there for you. Tyler says, dramatic. Who is she? Juliet, have you read the script I forwarded you yet? And because now you kissed someone, being Vin, you could also have kissed Amanda and get this too, but definitely if you kiss Vin, you'll get this. If you look at the statue, Max will now think this.
You two make it look so easy. I bet you never had to explain your bizarro superpowers to someone you made out with.
But now some big changes happen because when you approach Loretta, Reggie's there now with her too. You can overhear their conversation and it's a long one.
I keep having this dream. The campus is full of people, but their faces are all mismatched.
Yeah, like a bunch of human Mr. Potato Heads. You told me.
And then when I wake up, it feels like I can't breathe. My heart pounds so hard I can hear it in my ears.
You know you're describing a panic attack, right?
I am?
Take it from me. champion panic attack haver here.
Oh god, I'm developing a complex.
You had a few already.
You're one to talk. How's Vin?
Ask him.
I really love their connection, and even though I'm like not happy with how like Vin is treating Reggie, like I like that we can hear this moment between them.
You said you weren't mad at him, that he could make out with the whole campus and you wouldn't care.
That was Reggie of yesterday. Reggie of today has some new feelings.
Yes, you do, Reggie. You are coming to terms with your feelings, and that's good.
They just keep coming up, you know? Feelings, the memories. My head feels like a suitcase so overpacked that someone had to jump on it to make it close.
How nicely worded.
I mean, I got an A- in Gwen's class.
And here is the only opportunity for you to hear a consequence related to changing Loretta's grade. So rewind way back, seemingly unrelated to Vin's kiss. You can change Loretta's grade in Gwen's office in chapter 2. If you did change her grade, so now it's a B-, she'll say this.
Don't talk to me about that class. I got a B-.
Damn. You've, never gotten a grade that low.
I know. Thank you.
But if you didn't change her grade, so it's still a B, she's still upset. And arguably more upset.
I can't believe she gave me a B. It's not gonna wreck my GPA, but come on. I write every one of my podcast scripts. I'm good at this.
We almost died in a freak storm that broke reality in a million horrifying ways, and you're worried about your English grade?
After all that, it's practically a relief to worry about grades instead.
Ooh, the sun is setting. The light is changing. And then the conversation between them will continue regardless, and you get a little bit more information about Reggie's family.
Hey, still staying here for winter break?
What's the alternative? Go home and tell my dad what happened? He'd be like, Reginald, Satan is having his way with you. If he didn't already think that.
Maybe we can hang out. I don't want to go home either. Not before I figure out where that storm came from.
We are so gonna get wasted and watch bad reality TV in my dorm.
Yeah. That's what you want.
So now, because Reggie's here, you can look at him.
I wish he'd come to the snapping turtle. I hope he isn't skipping it because of me.
And you can talk to him, and he's not going to hold back.
Hey, Reggie.
Max feels really bad.
I know we didn't get much chance to talk in the
Twilight Zone. Well, we were all a little busy.
Can I ask you something privately?
And it's implied that she's planning on apologizing for what she did with Vin.
So, about Vin.
It's okay. I know that you didn't kiss him on purpose. I know that it wasn't about me.
And Max can respond with, I was drunk, which is, what she said when she kissed him.
We were sad and drinking, and he's...
Like an avalanche.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Or it still wasn't considerate.
Still, you were right in front of us. I should have thought about your feelings.
Why? We're not friends. You're not even really my teacher.
I guess.
And then the conversation will continue like this.
It's fine. I'm over him. I'm focused on doppelgangers and multiple realities, and I still have no idea how I'm going to pass econ. And
Reggie, it's gonna be okay. I know it sucks. But you'll get through it.
Thanks, Max.
And then he steps back, and you have the opportunity to take a photo of him because that's probably what he wants right now.
Reggie, would you mind if I grabbed a picture of you?
You serious? Whatever. Just Don't expect me to pose.
And he does not pose. You can't toggle between any options here. This, of course, is the only way to get a solo picture of Reggie. The caption will say, "The world's been hard enough for Reggie. Maybe he'll find a way to be easier on himself. May, I hoped him getting out of our hometown would change things for him. He's got a big heart, too big probably. And Loretta, he's so sweet. We really don't deserve him. Marlon, for what it's worth, he's still a valuable member of Abraxas, so he's got that going for him at least." Thanks, Marlon. Really, the thing that is like hurting him probably the most is not the thing to say right now, okay? It's not really the greatest of consequences, but when you're talking to Loretta, if you choose to optionally talk to her, you'll see Reggie sort of stepping away to give you privacy, which clearly wouldn't happen if he's not there, if you did not kiss Vin. And now when you're in the snapping turtle, ready to talk to everybody and explain what's going on, all of the cutaways of Vin are not going to include Reggie, including these initial ones when you first walk in. And then this right before you talk to people. Now, when you talk to Amanda, if you kissed her, only if you kissed her, this will happen, there will be a point where Max will ask, "Where do you stand?"
Where does that leave us?
And because you kissed Vin, now Amanda will say this.
That's what I was going to ask you. You kissed him, too. Right in front of me, by the way. Well, one of the me's.
This whole other reality thing is new for me too. But I am sorry. It was a dick move.
So Max, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to choose. And then, of course, you have the opportunity to talk to Vin alone this time. First, you can look at him.
God, Vin looks tired. I'm glad he and Reggie got out of the storm okay.
And then talk to him, and he is very excited.
Max. Jesus Christ, I'm so fucking glad to see you.
He's also probably like paranoid about his texting and like is glad to see her.
I'm sorry for texting you like 900 times. I just didn't know who else to talk to.
And Max can respond in two ways. One, trauma is isolating.
Don't worry. This sort of thing is isolating. It was for me the first time.
I feel more alone than I ever have in my life. I'm still trying to work out which Vin is which, you know?
Or you need distractions.
Maybe get really into video games for a while?
Sure. With Diamond taking over as Abraxas president, I've suddenly got an open social calendar.
So, you're stepping down? For sure?
I've already made up my mind to. Or at least some Vin did out there. Somewhere. Nobody to blame but myself.
And then the conversation will always continue like this.
Things will get better.
Yeah. New horizons, right?
We'll talk soon.
That seems to end kind of on a positive note for them. It's not like totally turning him down or anything. So who knows? And of course, you can ask him for a photo. This time, he's alone.
Can I add you to my photo wall?
Oh, come on. I look wrecked. Sure.
Vin in his natural habitat.
But then you can toggle between two options. So if you choose asleep,
Hey, pretend to be asleep.
I feel like I'm on a prank show. Don't draw a dick on my face.
okay, we won't. Okay, so then if you are asleep, you can also toggle back to the original pose, which is a smile.
Pretend you're happy to see me.
I am happy to see you.
Then smile, baby.
And smile, baby. That's cute. And the caption here is the same, no matter which pose you choose. How does he manage to look so at ease here? Reggie, it's because he's alone. Makes it easier to protect his feelings. Diamond, you're too good for him anyway, Reggie. We all are, to be honest. Amanda, oh yes, the face of a man with a bar tab he will never pay off. Amanda, I love you. But I feel bad for Vin here. Like, everyone's ripping on him, but like, I understand why. Like, Reggie and Diamond have every right to feel this way. He has like hurt Reggie, but like, There's multiple complexities to every situation, which is why Life is Strange is so great. And of course, during Max's big speech at various times, there's going to be cutaways, and this time Reggie's not going to be there. It will just be empty bar stools and in some cases, a turtle painting. And then the remaining 4 cutaways will just show Vin alone. Of course, if Gwen's there, she'll be there too.
What's coming next is going to be difficult. But we're going to get through it together. I promise.
And your final result screen on page 3 for Reggie's feelings, you can have 2 options here. 1, Reggie was at the North Quad, but you technically didn't have to speak to him. So if you didn't, you would get Max didn't speak with Reggie in North Quad. Kind of obvious. But you can also get Reggie is upset, because if it wasn't obvious by all the crosstalk posts, you learn about it in the North Quad some more if you choose to talk to him. And then the Abraxas election. No matter what, if you kiss Vin, you're gonna get Vin dropped out of the race. So this is so interesting. I'm wondering what you think the best ending is, because we have a Vin, we have a Reggie, and we have Diamond too. And which decision is best for which person? I like that he's not in Abraxas anymore and Diamond is, right? Like, she deserves to be the head there. And Vin, like, he doesn't even go to the college anymore. Like, he's too old. Like, he needs to move on with his life.
Vin, Abraxas needs new blood.
Stop living in the past. So I think I just convinced myself. Okay, well, I talked a bunch. Thank you for hanging out. Like, this was a great time. We did a lot of fun things with Vin and without Vin, and with Reggie and without Reggie. Just bye.